Our second review of the day is going to be for the show Invincible.
I wish you could just put the banner up.
Yeah, the boom.
Invincible.
Invincible is coming back. Season 2. People been waiting 2 years for this. Another Amazon Prime show. Highly critically acclaimed. A lot of audience loved it as well, the first season. And a lot of people are anticipating the second season. And if you know the first season of what happened there, you know the state of things. But it just to give you a quick recap, a little bit of what happened in the first season. And this is going to be a spoiler for the first season. So if you haven't seen,
stream it right now. It's on Prime. Go.
Invincible season 1. I highly recommend you check it out before you watch this review, because we have to talk about some elements in season 1 in order to talk about this. But yeah, so in season 1, the big reveal was that Mark's father, Omni-Man is a son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Nolan. He's a genocidal, homicidal monster.
A warlord.
A warlord whose whole mission to come to Earth, you know what I mean, wasn't to protect Earth, was to conquer Earth. He came in as an undercover agent to examine it, learn its defenses, its weaknesses, and to eventually one day conquer it. Because he is from the planet Viltrumite, and that's what Viltrumites do. They come over, take over planets, and conquer them. And you know, when that reveal happened, obviously it left Mark devastated that this whole time his father had been lying to him, especially his mother. His mother is played by Sandra Oh, who's Debbie Grayson, and Mark, of course, who's played by Stephen Yeun. Speaking about, we were talking about The Walking Dead a little bit earlier. Stephen Yeun seems like, I mean, he's kind of had the best, maybe post.
He might out of the Walking Dead crew. He might have had the best. He might have the best jump off. Either him or John Bernthal.
Oh yeah, John Bernthal. Yeah. Very early on season. Yeah,
season 1 and 2. Yeah, he was Shane. Let me ask you something. Yeah, he was always.
Let me ask you something, man.
Hey man, hey Rick, let me ask you something. Yeah, he was that guy. Now he's the Punisher. But yeah, a whole bunch of stars came from Walking Dead. But Stephen Yeun, I mean, right out the gate, what he did with Minari and Nope and Invincible, he's just been on a run. And he's one of my favorite actors working. If you guys haven't seen Beef, it's one of the best shows of the year. I mean, I'll watch anything he does.
What was that movie he did with Samara Weaving?
Mayhem.
I heard great things about that.
Great spooky movie. If you didn't watch that on your Halloween time, go check that out.
Yeah. So yeah, he's had kind of one of the best careers post Walking Dead, I think. Yeah, he plays Mark Grayson, and of course J.K. Simmons returns as Nolan Grayson. So yeah, you know, his life
Heavy hitters.
Yeah, you know, very stacked cast when you look at
one of the best casts in anything.
Yeah, and usually it's tough because when you get actors who mainly you see just being kind of, you see on TV to be voice actors, sometimes that could be a shaky kind of flip of the coin sometimes, because not all times that they make for good voice actors. But I think a lot of the voice cast here is really good.
Yeah, surprised me. Can we just list them off? Just like, okay, so Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh, Zazie Beetz, Gillian Jacobs, Zachary Quinto, Sterling K. Brown, Jason Mantzoukas, who I miss, Walton Goggins. Like, flip a coin.
Clancy Brown.
John Hamm's in the first season. Like, flip a coin. One of your favorite people is on this show, and they're brilliant.
Yeah, stack cast of people here. I think in the trailer, I think they have the whole list of names, I think, here.
Yes.
Appearing, maybe it comes up at the end, I believe. No, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it did at one of the
yeah, there it is. See, yeah, we could pause it right there. Just go on IMDb and scroll. You'll be like, oh shit, they're doing the voice? Yeah, they're doing the voice.
So yeah, like, so obviously that left when the whole reveal happened with Nolan, Omni-Man, that he was this monster. Obviously left everyone devastated. And then when he did his thing and ended up just fleeing the planet, not because he was losing, but just because he was just like, I'm just gonna get out of here. I mean, you know, just like he just, you know, had a little emotion and was like, I just can't deal with this. And it's just kind of left everybody to pick up the pieces after that kind of reveal. And this season 2 takes place exactly 1 month, as they say, after the first season. So after just 1 month that we're seeing it. So it's not like it's a big time gap or anything like that since the first season or anything. Just 1 month. We see that, you know, obviously Sandra, Debbie Grayson's character, is a mess because of, you know, the reveal that, you know, she was, you know, like he called her a pet.
Yeah, Omni-Man, one of the coldest lines in the whole season. Yeah, basically said his wife of however many years. Like
20 years, I think they said 20 years.
Like she's more like a pet to me.
Yeah.
Oh, devastating.
Oh, yeah, that's
cold-blooded.
Cold blood tragic. It's like just like she's more like a pet, and then obviously left her in shambles, and she's trying to pick up things. Mark, he's trying to overcompensate by being a hero, trying to undo a lot of evil things that his father did, and not trying to be seen as his father, and trying to save as many people as he possibly can. And he's putting a lot of stress on himself there. You have Walton Goggins, who plays Cecil, who's basically like the Nick Fury, basically of this universe. He's the one that kind of orders the superheroes around.
Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah, tells them what to do. And then we see, like mentioned, the Guardians of the Globe, since that Nolan basically eviscerated the last team, wiped them in the dust.
At the end of the first episode.
Yeah, the very first episode, a new team has to step up, and you see the new cast of the new team. And then I was watching a Double Postage review, and Mark Thomas, who's a funny boy himself, basically said he compared it to, it's like when, the Justice League got killed, and it's basically calling up the Teen Titans. It's like, hey, hey, you got promoted. Hey, congratulations, you got promoted. You know what I mean? You're in the
big leagues now.
You're in the big leagues now. And then you see a lot of these people, it's like, yeah, this ain't really the A squad here. This ain't really.
You got Duplicate, who can duplicate. You have Monster Girl. You have the robot. You have, I don't think Adam Eve is no longer in the picture. She wants to actually save the world by harvesting plants and actually being a good human superhero, giving back to the people. So she's MIA for now. But so we're stuck with Jason Mantzoukas as Rexplode. Yeah, who is just an asshole to everyone. Everybody hates him. So these guys are in bad shape.
Yeah. So you see that. Yeah, it's like them trying to just take down a simple monster is even a challenge for them.
Yeah,
that you see here. They have a lot to kind of deal with there. Obviously, with help having Invincible on the team, Mark Grayson, but obviously Cecil is going to say, like, I'm going to give him a very, very short leash, considering who his father is, considering what his lineage is. Yeah, I can't trust this guy 100% yet, or can't trust his allegiances, so I'm going to keep him on a very, very short leash there, which is kind of understandable there. You mentioned Sterling K. Brown who's in this. So he comes in as a newer character. We first see him introduced at the beginning of this episode. You see a alternate universe and multiverse. It's like you all should know about multiverse.
You know what the multiverse is.
There's been like 80 fucking different projects about the multiverse.
Spider-Man, Everything Everywhere All. The multiverse won the Oscars.
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. They even did it in Superman and Lois, the new animated series. They did that multiverse. Yeah. You should know about multiverses at this point.
Alternate dimension, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, so that's his superhero ability. So you see that Sterling K. Brown, this alternate dimension, he figures out his superhero ability is to cross through different dimensions. And you see in this alternate dimension that that instead of Mark declining his father's offer to help him take over the planet, he actually accepted it. And him and his father basically running the planet. There's refugees there. You see some characters like Adam Eve has formed a resistance to try to fight against Mark and his dad, but obviously, that's not working very well because Vulturemites are basically the strongest people in the entire universe, basically. Exactly. You wouldn't really get that all that much from watching Mark fight. I mean, as much as he gets his ass whooped, but
the irony.
Yeah, because when he gets the shit kicked out of him a lot. I mean, and like watching him is like, damn, people have that much blood inside of them. They're like, wow.
I thought your name was Invincible, dog. What's happening?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of this alternate reality there. So he sees that, he can cross all these different dimensions, and he even forms a council of himself, like Rick and Morty. He's got his own council.
He's got the Molars, twins.
And he's looks at the Molars, who are recurring villains throughout the show, enlisted their help. They're like these very, thug geniuses who kind of
they're very smart. Shout out to Kevin Michael Richardson, voice acting OG.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he's the voice there. Yeah, acting OG there, voice acting OG there. Who enlists his help of trying to, come up with a plan there with this power that he has, this ability that he has there. You kind of see that. So obviously that's kind of opening the door. Some people may think that people are thinking like, oh, that's going to lead into a Spider-Man crossover because what happened in the comic.
Relax, nerds.
Hey, I mean, Spider-Man is hot right now.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if it happens. Cool, but no one's Sony and Mike because they're greedy, but.
Yeah,
And
it
Robert
happened.
Kirkman has written it, so it exists. We
Yeah,
shall see.
yeah. So that'd be really good. Maybe they do like a special episode like they did with Adam and Eve. Maybe they do like one with him and
Maybe
Spider
because
Man.
the rumor has it because Josh Keaton, who we know is a spectacular Spider-Man, joined the cast. So that's what's leading people to speculate. Oh, is there going to be a Spider-Man appearance? Only
Yeah,
time will tell. I don't know.
yeah. So who knows? Who knows there? So maybe that's leading people to think that. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what's kind of going on in this season too. Jamarco,
Yes.
uh, waiting for Tree to say, just give me an invisible costume in Spider Man 2. That'd be kind of awesome if he did that.
Oh, that's fun. Little red. What was the blue and gold? Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Jamarco, what do you think about this first episode in season 2?
First of all, let me just say, thank God it's back. I think the world stopped when Invincible first dropped. I think even if people who weren't even into animation or comic books were just like everybody knew who Omni Man was. It was just one of those like moments that stopped TV. Just like, oh shit. But so to have it back just was such a relief, and I think everybody was curious to see how these characters were going to uh evolve and where do we go from here after such a earth-shattering moment. And this was a bit, not to complain, it's slow, but that's good because you need a breather after that finale. So to have the quieter moments between Mark and Debbie reeling from this loss for both of them. Mark lost his dad. Debbie lost somebody she thought loved her. So to see those moments where they're both just in this grief and depression state, and Mark doing his best to reverse his heritage, his legacy of Viltrum being these warlord criminals, it was very, very fascinating. And again, just lets me know that this season we're in for a doozy. And think if I'm happy it's weekly. I think too much of this in one sitting would give you anxiety. So yeah. So to take a breather to see Mark dealing with just like we love in all the superhero shit. Like the superhero doesn't want to be the superhero all the time. He wants to live a life. He wants to go to college. He wants to have his girlfriend, especially when she's Zazie Beats. I don't blame you. So to see Mark, balance being a hero and balance wanting to do the right thing it's setting up for some very interesting chapters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown, not to cut you off, but Sterling K. Brown's character as well is leading up to some very, very interesting things.
Yeah. What's his character's name here? I'm trying to find.
Yeah,
His
scroll through the
character.
cast list. You're gonna be all day. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I'm trying to just Google it. Yeah, outright. Yeah, Sterling K. Brown, great actor, by the way. If you've seen him,
One of the greats.
yeah, he's really building up to that man he can cry. Like he's one of those guys. Like, if you say cry on cue, like he can.
Beautiful guy. My mom loves This Is Us, so I would sit down and watch a few episodes with her.
Angstrom Levy is what his name is. Yeah,
Yes,
Angstrom Levy.
the
Yeah,
power to control and travel through every single known universe.
yeah. So yeah, he's got that. Yeah, but you've seen it. That man can cry. Like them eyes get red. He's like, oh yeah, you know for something.
Yeah, take
But yeah,
glasses off. Yeah, no wonder he got those Emmys.
yeah. So yeah, I think he's very good. He's one of the new additions to the cast here. So I think he's probably going to be maybe a recurring villain, as you can see here, because his character. So like I said, maybe going to use his ability somehow in the future. This is another 8 episode. I think I'm looking at the Wikipedia here for the IMDb. So it looks like it's going to be another like 8-9 episodes here. They're going to see the series. How'd you like the special, by the way? The Adam
I
Eve special?
love that Adam Eve special. That shit went hard. That caught me off guard because I was like, really, Adam Eve special? But you forget how dope her powers are. And the animation, there are just some fights in that special that were just so cool. Like I already wanted to rewatch it after season 2. It auto plays after the premiere, by the way.
Yeah.
I was always like, oh, do I want to go back? I might, because that I thought that was really, really cool and really dark, like we were saying with the boys. These stories of these characters, these origin stories aren't exactly picture perfect. Every superhero story comes with tragedy, and Eve is no exception. So if you slept on that, I think it came out a couple the middle of the summer, or something like that, like June,
Yeah,
July-ish.
like a couple months ago, I think it feels like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So if you haven't seen that, that was really,
July.
really,
It
really
came out in
good.
July.
Yeah, so right in the middle of the summer, they gave you a little sneak preview. And if you're thinking, oh, anime special, how fun could it be? Just go watch it.
Yeah, it's almost like Anna Eve almost kind of was a better lead character than Mark. I was like, actually, she's kind of a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
Than
she's
Mark.
a little bit more compelling because she's got a, most people are just wanting to be superheroes for the glory, but she's actually like, I want to make a difference. I want to make this world a legit better place instead of talking about it. So that's why she flew off in season 1. She's like, fuck all this costume stuff. Let me actually go try because she can create matter from nothing. So let me see if I can feed the homeless and get somebody some shelter and actually do the things that we're supposed to be doing. So hopefully she comes back. She has to come back. She has to help. So and shout out to Gillian Jacobs. Shout out to all my community fans out there.
Yeah.
Britta's in this.
Britta's in this, and she's not being
she's not the worst.
Yeah, she's not the insufferable white woman and like she was in Community there.
Exactly.
She's actually so yeah, Adam Eve's got a really super cool ability where she can do like change matter and everything like that. Very, very incredible ability. Yeah, so they actually, the hero in her, like she wants to do more than just stop the monster of the week. It's like I actually can change the scope of the entire world
if I want to. Yeah, I could end global warming right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, so it's kind of amazing. It's like almost like Invincible is almost like a mix of like The Boys, and then it's almost a mix of like Justice League the animated series,
a little bit of Spider-Man
in there. You know what I mean? They're dealing with like obviously the physicality of the superhero, like we see in in the trailer of Mark getting his ass whooped here, of just like how bloody that is, of him just being tag team, of like that's what it actually really looked like. If you have people with all this super strength and superhero abilities, of what it would really look like, it's like this is what it would be. But also it's mixing with those kind of heroic elements of seeing people in these costumes, and also, them actually wanting to be heroes, and how like kind of you need people like this to fight people like the Mullers or people like Omni-Man, like that. So I think it kind of shows the usefulness of superheroes there, which is nice. And then Radiant Maturity said, Adam Eve is the Firestorm adaptation we've never gotten. Yeah, Firestorm also has that. Also has that great ability too. Firestorm does. Any weak things for you about this in season 2 at all?
It was too early to tell for me when it came to the premiere. Like I said, it's a little bit slow. It doesn't start off with action. So for me, it was more about, just like I said earlier, getting to know these characters and seeing where they were, from a month from now. Because a month is nothing. That's a day and a night when it comes to grief, when it comes to trauma. So to pick up where these characters left off was a lot of fun. But if you're looking for bloody Omni-Man action, there's a quick scene in the beginning. Spoiler alert with J.K. Simmons, but for the most part, this is an Omni-Man-less episode. It's more about the ghost of Omni-Man, about like the scars he left behind. So don't worry, you're gonna get your JK fix. But this is more focusing on Mark and his struggles to, like you said earlier, be a hero, and not because there's a very pivotal moment where he's like, I'm not my father. And if you know Omni-Man, he has quite the temperament. So, those seeds, those apples may not fall as far from the tree as Mark hoped. So that's going to be a really interesting battle to see him struggling to not be like his father. Also, it's very funny in the beginning with J.K. Simmons. He has some very great laughable lines in the middle of all this morbid humor.
Yeah, Oscar winner J.K. Simmons. Yeah.
Yes, Whiplash. Go watch it.
This was a strong premiere. Very strong premiere episode. I'm glad Invincible's back. I know people are sick of superhero stuff. A lot of people just go like, even good superhero stuff, they go like, I'm just tired of it. I can't deal with it anymore. But I think if you still have the stomach for it or still interested in stuff, I think this is a strong option. This is what you recommend to people who say they're sick of superhero stuff. It's like, I think it deals with, you got capes and costumes and superpowers, but I think a lot of the emotion and performances behind it are really good. I think one of the best scenes in this premiere episode is the scene where Red Rushes. That was his character name, right? Red Rush.
Yes,
Russian speedster.
Yes.
The wife comes, and just at first you think like, oh shit, she's about to kill her or do something to her, and then Mark's got to save her or something. But no, she just kind of comes and comforts her. It's like, hey, you're not responsible for what happened to my husband. Nolan was, and you are just as much a victim as my husband was. Obviously you didn't get your head crushed like a fucking watermelon, but
more on that later.
You didn't get your head crushed like a fucking grape, but hey, you're just as much of a victim there. And it's okay to be sad and angry at the same time. There, it's okay to feel that. So I thought that was a very great scene there, and I thought that was really good. And just them trying to pick up the pieces after that. Like I said, it's only been a month. You know what I mean? It's not like it's been a year or 2 years, and it's like just a month. So you have that. Yeah, strong premiere episode from Invincible. Definitely going to be reviewing the final season. I mean, the second season when it's all said and done. Definitely.
No, don't say final season. Robert Kirkman said he wants this to go on for a minute.
Yeah, I think he said what, 6 seasons?
Yeah, because there's a lot of Invincible comics out there if you haven't read them.
Yeah, and they said I know they want to do a live action show, possibly.
A video game is probably in the works.
Video game? I didn't hear about that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's been in the rumblings for a while. So that's what I said after seeing all the Spider-Man 2 gliding. I was like, so we're gonna get a good Superman game eventually, and a good Invincible game eventually.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Invincible season 2 premiere. Our thoughts, first impressions.